A property that I want to... Well, do I want a sequel to it? Maybe. But I feel like I was robbed of a sequel. Encino Man. It ends with Pauly Shore saying, "We'll be back." And then they never made a sequel to it. So do I want him to touch it? I mean, Pauly and Sean are not looking like they did.
No.
And neither is Brendan.
No.
I mean, all of them look way different. So do we want to touch it? I still feel robbed that I never got the second one. And if they came out with another one, I would go see it. I'd give it a shot. My expectations would be very low for that, but I would give it a shot.
You are cracking me up.
Well, I feel robbed. They said they'd be back and then they never came back.
No, they didn't say they'd be back.
I'll be back.
Maybe this is as good a place to start as any.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw this, but I just really wanted to talk about this. And when I saw them, I was like, this podcast stuff. There were about 3, 4, maybe even 5 stories early in this week from the Arctic invasion we had.
Okay. The snowstorm that rolled through?
Yes. Yeah. And it just is mind-blowing to me. They were all about men using blowtorches to either thaw frozen pipes or get the ice off the roof or what. And then surprised that their home caught fire. Well, okay, I know.
This has got to be the Tim Allen situation, right?
But what are we thinking? Who thought this was a great idea? You're putting fire on your home.
I think you can get it, though, Jeff. I mean, it's not smart, but doesn't it sound so cool?
Okay. It does.
If you knew it wouldn't set your home on fire, wouldn't be that the preferred way to get it off? Because what looks cooler than having a blowtorch?
So I get the whole guy blowtorch. I get it. I do. But it's as crazy as all the videos that I saw when we were going through the Arctic invasion about people pouring hot water on their car to get the ice off, and then surprised that the window was gone. No, I mean, at some point, don't you think, okay, that looks cool, but common sense says I shouldn't do that.
Is this a situation where they're like doing it to look cool and manly and stuff like that, and then it all backfires because you just actually look so stupid? Like you caught your house on fire? Good for you. Like, so,
the one that got me the worst, though, was the guy that was trying to melt the ice off of his roof. Okay, I mean... That's straight. There's no way that maybe the pipes, you can stand far enough away and hope you get enough heat towards it. It does, maybe open the pipes, but the roof, that's a no, you were going to set your house on fire.
It feels like things that shouldn't have to be said.
That's what I'm saying.
They actually, just a PSA in case you don't live up north or something, they have actual snow remover things that you can slide on your house, and they have a little plastic thing, and it takes the snow off in chunks for you. That's what you do in this situation, not so much a blowtorch. But I mean, you're going to look way cooler with the blowtorch. Cooler, finger quotes, cooler, because you also look like an idiot. But I would definitely stand outside and watch my neighbor do it.
And laugh the whole time? Oh, and I'd be having a beer party. I'd be like coming up with, okay, when it starts to ignite, we take a drink. When it's all fully engulfed, I would, but I know it's because of what you and I do for a living that we see way more news stories than the normal person.
Right.
But still, how many times do you have to read one story of one person with a blowtorch setting a house on fire to go, that might not be the best idea?
Some people don't deserve to have nice things. Because I have no other explanation for that level of stupidity. I don't know, Jeff. Tim Allen, I think he trained us for more power, and we're all taking it too seriously still. Speaking of, okay, this is a seg that sort of makes sense. Okay. Speaking of TV shows.
That sort of makes sense.
I think we probably talked about this before. I watch a lot of shows, but I can't remember which ones I watch all the time, and I'm not sure what network they're on anymore because there's so many different streaming apps, and because so many shows take time between seasons, sometimes a show comes back and you're like, I think I watched that. Did I watch that? What was it about again? And so I have now decided to seriously make a list of all the active shows that I'm watching and what networks they are on. This has become a giant task, though. But I have quite a list here. I mean, and these are ones that are currently on the air. I didn't count them up, but I mean, there has to be at least 20, 30 here maybe.
Now, are you trying to watch all these, or are you watching all these?
These are series that
You are currently in.
I am currently watching that have not been canceled. They have seasons coming, or they're in the middle of a season, so they're still running.
And you have almost 30 of them on there?
I mean, probably more than that. But it looks like, and I didn't know which streaming services I was using the most. There's some of these like Paramount Plus. I only watch 2 shows on there. So I'm not really using it that much. But man, I sure do use Apple, Netflix, and HBO Max a lot. But I did see, you just don't know this stuff until you collect all of it. So I have put it out to my list making friends because I like making lists. So I was like, I need everybody's, here's mine. Tell me what I missed that I'm watching, that I forgot that I'm watching, or a show that I should be watching that didn't make my list. And so now this is becoming a community situation.
Oh.
Do you have any desire to track the shows you're watching or know what you're watching or?
I guess not, because I'm sitting here going, yeah. I mean, I did do enough of a deep dive to cut back on streaming services. And it was funny you said that your Apple, HBO Max, and Netflix were your top 3.
Those are the top 3, yep.
So for us, the top 3 were Netflix, Prime, and Disney Plus.
I don't even have a Disney Plus because the only thing I watch on Disney Plus is Boy Meets World, so I can't justify paying for that monthly when I have the DVDs.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But there are shows that I forgot I was even watching. There's a show called The Residents on Netflix. Forgot all about that one, but I really liked it. Love on Netflix is another one that I really liked that I forgot that I was watching. I mean, it's not that they're bad shows. It's just sometimes they take so long in between seasons and then they kind of run together with other shows. Like Love kind of ran into Nobody Wants This in my head as the same show, but they're not the same show. So I'm just trying to get things straight here.
Let me dovetail on that too, because I think I asked you about this a couple of days ago or whatever. It doesn't really matter. When you talk about some of the shows that have multiple seasons, and the one for me was Hunters. The first season, I was blown away by this. Okay, and I know it's an older show, but I just caught it obviously.
Right.
And then season 2, I watched episode 1 and it lost me. It jumped the shark for me.
Oh yeah, a lot of
So do you find that happens a lot too? Because like you said, sometimes you're so far removed that when you finally get back, it doesn't seem to have the same vibe, I guess.
Well, okay. Yes, I do have that happen, but I always wonder, is that me? Is it because I've forgotten these storylines? I forgot why I was so invested in them. So if I'm going to get back into a show, normally what I do is I go on YouTube, I find a recap of whatever season came before it. I get myself refreshed, all the details on it. And then I'll give it between 1 and 3 episodes of the next season. Sometimes the next season, shows fall off. People are writing them. Not every show can be a slammer. So sometimes they just fall off in the next season and I won't stick with it after a few episodes. But a lot of times if it's just that first episode and I'm not feeling it, I'll have to go and watch a recap. I had to do that with Fallout, actually. I know I like Fallout, but when I started watching it, I was like, what? I don't understand.
I may have to do the same
I felt
thing.
Disconnected. So I went and watched the recap and I was like, oh yeah, I am really invested in all of this. I forgot how much I wanted to see what happened next.
Okay, I may have to do the same thing because they're supposed to have 8 episodes in season 2, and they haven't released episode 8 yet.
Yeah, I think
I'm waiting for all the episodes so I can
watch
just straight up binge it
first, because you're going to forget a lot of the details of the things that, you'll see stuff in the season that's actually a big deal, but you forgot that it was a big deal because they gave you a detail last season that connects the 2 dots. So yes, shout out to all the YouTube recappers out there. You guys are saving me on a lot of these series, especially the complicated ones. I'll have to do the same thing with The Last of Us. I'll probably do the same thing with Pluribus. I did it with Severance. Anything that's like a really in-depth show that's covering a lot of things that I need to remember, all the different storylines and the unwrapped up things and, all that kind of stuff.
You brought up The Last of Us. That thing seemed to lose traction immediately, and I don't want to do a spoiler, but there was a big change in that show.
Yeah, there was.
And it was like it seemed like that was all anybody was talking about, and then it completely, you didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that last season, I'm still sticking with it. I'm still going to watch it, but it wasn't my favorite season. So anyways, I just counted like the bottom 3. I was already up to 21 and I haven't hit Netflix, HBO Max, or Hulu. So there's probably closer to 40 shows on here. And I had no idea I was watching that many shows. Now, see,
it's funny
either.
You have Hulu. See, that's part of the deal. So I did that Disney bundle. So I have Disney, Hulu, and ESPN.
Yeah. So it's all the same app, the same app for you. But yeah, just throwing that out there in case anybody wants to send me their shows.
Well, I got a great seg then from where you are.
Okay.
Earlier this week, The Muppet Show returned.
I saw that. I hope they do it well.
And okay, so that was my question. I want to know if you think this is going to work. I mean, here's where I'm thinking, okay? With the generation that we're talking to now, I mean, the nostalgia part for the olds,
Yes.
I think there's going to be those viewers. But for the youngs, let's face it, CGI, AI, I mean, all the things is a puppet / Muppet going to work?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do think it will work because of this. They always bring on guests that are current. Like, okay, Sabrina Carpenter might be on, and so that's going to make them relevant to that audience.
She's was the first guest. Yeah.
I thought so. I thought that's why she was in my head. So yeah, that's going to it's going to bring in the people that aren't familiar with the Muppets. And the Muppets, the humor is timeless for Muppets. So I think it translates across all generations. There's a lot of different types of humor, character to character, but I think their humor seems kind of timeless. And I think if you pair it with new stuff, I think it'll get the youngs into it a little bit more. It's why we loved it as kids. So I think it'll still work. They won't have the nostalgic built into it, but I do think it can still find an audience.
I hope, because that was really what I was getting at. Do you think it's going to find an audience?
They do have to do it well, though. And that's always my concern with when you bring back these nostalgic properties, because people love them. You want to maintain the quality of them. And I feel like Muppets overall have done pretty good at that. The more recent Muppet movies I really liked. I thought they were cute. They're not like the best things ever, but I thought they were cute and well done. So I really hope they don't mess up the show.
Well, and so I guess that's part of me is like, sometimes I don't know that a reboot of whatever it is the right call.
I agree with that. But my question to you is, if it's a nostalgic property, are you going to give it a shot regardless? You are still going to
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. And what are your expectations when you give it a shot? What do you, trying to think of a property they could bring back from a long time ago that you love.
See, that's a good question, because
a good one for me, because Bill and Ted, they brought it back after 30 years to make the third film, which conflicting feelings. It's been 30 years. Why are we bringing this up? I feel like you did the first two so well. Are you going to ruin it by doing the third one? But it made me feel better when they brought back on the same writer, the creator, all of the cast re-signed. Then you get more settled and like, okay, they're trying to do the right thing. But I will say my expectations are never that they're going to be as good as the first versions of things. I never feel that. I just hope that they're good and they're true to their characters. I think it's because I really love the characters.
Yeah.
The storyline maybe, but as long as they're true to the characters themselves, that's who I fell in love with. So I think that's my expectations when you bring back these nostalgic properties. Make sure that the characters stay accurate. The storyline maybe whatever, but I'll give it a shot.
I don't really know if there's really anything that I want to see come back.
Nothing that you want to see how it ends up?
I mean, really, when you very first asked me the first thing, and it's not the answer to the question because it's a whole other deal, is what I'd really like to see is how I'd rather like them to reboot the final season of Game of Thrones and do it right, because that was so thrown together.
That's not the same thing as a reboot, Jeff.
I know. I don't know, because so many of these, let's be honest, and even Hollywood knows this, that even sequels usually don't do as well as the original.
Yeah, but do you adjust your expectations for that? Because I have at this point. I hardly ever do.
Probably.
So I just don't expect it to be as good. But as long as the characters are still fun, I'm enjoying the characters, then I'm going to like what you put out. Maybe not as much as the original, but I'll like whatever you follow up.
I will say, okay, I did think of one. So you know how much I love the Reacher and the Jack Ryan. Mm-hmm. So Reacher's still going, so I'm happy about that. They could, and I know they ended Jack Ryan, but I got to tell you, that series, oh man, I would watch a whole other series again.
I was gonna say it's a big enough property. I didn't watch it, so I don't know how they ended it, but my guess is if they can find a way to bring it back, they might bring it back.
Well, the good news is they didn't kill the character off,
so there's still possibilities out there. A property that I want to, do I want a sequel to it? Maybe, but I feel like I was robbed of a sequel. Encino Man. It ends with Pauly Shore saying, "We'll be back," and then they never made a sequel to it. So do I want him to touch it? I mean, Pauly and Sean are not looking like they did.
No.
And neither is Brendan.
No.
I mean, all of them look way different. So do we want to touch it? I still feel robbed that I never got the second one. And if they came out with another one, I would go see it. I'd give it a shot. My expectations would be very low for that, but I would give it a shot.
You are cracking me up.
Well, I feel robbed. They said they'd be back and then they never came back.
No, they didn't say they'd be back.
I'll be back. Speaking of things that maybe shouldn't come back, I noticed The girls are bringing back the real low-rise jeans, not
You told me this.
from like when I was in high school to where like we all got the plumber's crack with the low-rises was not the look for ladies. We didn't like the plumber's crack association, so what we got were thongs.
Thongs, yep.
And we just decided we show off our underwear.
And then the tramp stamp.
And then the tramp stamp caught on as well. Ladies, we don't need to bring back the low-rise. There was a lot of reasons they didn't work good. First of all, most people don't have a super flattering shape. If you cut real low, it's going to create a muffin top. That's just how women's bodies are shaped. So it doesn't do good for that. It will hang out your butt crack. That's a thing. If you go the thong route, I don't know. There was a debate even back then whether that was classy or trashy.
Right. Yes.
I can tell you that people think it's fun to pop your thong.
Oh.
Grab the and just pop the back of it so you can look forward to that. Now, there are some 90s trends that I also saw were coming back that I can get on board with, ladies, in case you're curious. I like that we're bringing back the velvet slip dresses.
Oh, yeah.
Like those, they just
in fact, you just got one, didn't you?
I did. I'm so excited. I didn't know that I was going to be in fashion. I just never got over that.
You just liked it.
I just
and
have
then you're like,
always like
fashion.
I always feel like I'm walking out of one of those 90s rom-com movies when I have one that like I should be walking slowly down a staircase like I just had a big makeover and my hair should be flowing and the guys are like, I had no idea she was so hot because she had those glasses on before.
She's just not that into you.
So I'm really glad that those velvet slip dresses are coming back. I can get on board with that.
What's another one?
I don't know that they're coming back, and this is going to be a hot take from me, but I kind of like chain wallets. I know that they're so impractical. They're so stupid. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I had a crush on so many boys with chain wallets back in the day and I never fully got over it. But I still think that that's kind of a cool, kind of sexy look. Chain wallets.
Okay. Chain wallets.
Nobody's going to steal your wallet.
No, they're not.
It's clamped onto you.
You're good there.
But it was just, you'd sit down in class and then you'd hear all the boys' chains hitting up against the chairs in there. I don't know. Something about a chain wallet. We can bring that one back. I don't think that it's coming back, but I would get on board for it. Is there anything from your youth that you're like, hey, I just think that's still, I know it's not fashionable, so maybe I don't wear it anymore, but I've always liked the look and I would wear it.
You got to remember, I'm so much older than you. We're talking 80s. And I mean, some of that stuff's made comebacks, but
did you ever have like a pair of Jams? And you were like, these are so comfortable, but like, we can't get away with wearing these.
I lived in Jams.
See, if those became fashionable, then you could just wear Jams around again. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yes. Okay, you're right. That would be cool. That'd be cool. I do think it's weird what becomes trendy, fashionable, but there was something about the OP shirts. I don't know. They were just t-shirts, but there was just something about them. Though.
And everybody kind of had, there was a lot of brands that were just like, the brand is the draw of the shirt.
Yeah.
Like Guess shirts or whatever. Like, it's just interesting. I don't know. Did it say something about your personality that you're wearing OP instead of something else?
I don't know. I just thought the shirts were awesome. And usually the back print was so...
The back prints were cool.
They were really cool.
Yeah. I remember a surfer one. I had one with a surfer on.
Yeah.
The back. Yeah.
And they were like, they were way more artful than like what you see on t-shirts today.
Now that you're talking about I would love to have some more OP shirts. Let's bring back those. Let's bring back some hypercolor shirts. There's a lot of things we can bring back. I'm just saying that low-rise jeans doesn't need to be a single one of them. It's not practical and it's not flattering, ladies. Also, while we're at it, just a PSA, this wafy thin thing that was popular in the 90s did so much damage to girls' self-esteems. We do not need to get back into this.
No.
Anorexia and bulimia was a huge trend back in the 90s because you had to be rail thin, and then we got out of that, and now it looks like we're veering back into it, and it is not good. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your mental health. It is not a standard of beauty that we need to keep. So I'm just throwing that out there. Don't fall back into that trend either.
Listen, God don't make junk. Be happy who you are.
Yes. Amen.
All right. Hey, real quick, I came across this and I thought we have to announce this.
Okay.
You and I are officially influencers.
How so?
We got Dave McKay to buy one of those Universal Yums boxes.
We did.
Yes, we did.
And I don't know how closely he was listening because he went to South Korea, and you've already said that box was not great.
You're brave doing that one.
Yes.
If you're not familiar with what we're talking about, if you missed our last episode. You got to go back and rewatch it. My family, this warmed my heart. Wanted to see it, sat down and watched it. My grandkids didn't pick up their phone at all. They watched us do the Universal Yum Box from Greece.
That really makes me feel good that we were entertaining enough that your family, who was probably already tired of hearing from you, would still listen to you. And
that's what I'm saying. So we're officially influencers, okay?
Oh,
we got Dave McKay to actually purchase, and we got the fam to watch.
That makes me feel real good. My last thing, speaking of influencers, which I'm going to try to influence people, and I haven't even got it yet. Maybe you want to buy it for me. This is the thing I've been looking for after we came through the snowstorm. Apparently, they have keyboard hand warmers, Jeff. And they're things that it's like a whole thing that sets on top of your keyboard, and then it has the heat come down on top of your hands while you're typing. So it keeps your hands nice and warm.
So is it like putting it in a drawer, basically? I mean, I guess what I'm saying is the keyboard is underneath this warmer in your hand. I'm trying to figure out how this works.
Okay, you know when you go into the nail salon?
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and you put it underneath the fans.
It's supposed to dry your fingers or something? I don't know. Yeah,
it's kind of that same concept. You slide your hand under there onto the keyboard, but then it puts the hot air down on your hands.
Okay, because at first when you're talking about this, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense to me at all.
But now that makes sense, doesn't it? It might be a game changer. I haven't tested it yet, but that news was revolutionary to me because I've actually tried the USB gloves. I don't know if you've seen them.
I have seen them.
USB hand warming gloves because it ruins my productivity. But the deal is the warming nodules only go up like halfway through your fingers so that your fingertips are still cold. And that's the coldest part of the hand. It defeats the purpose. But I feel like this new technology might be just what I'm looking for.
It's coming from the woman who still doesn't understand vest, but she's buying the quarter gloves.
Agree, disagree. I think I fully understand the way vests
No,
work.
you don't. I'll tell you what it is. You need to go to the doctor because you have circulation problems, and they've got the perfect jacket for you. It's white, and it'll keep you warm.
I bet it keeps your fingers nice and warm because you can tuck them.
Yeah,
you can tuck them right there under your
You stay all bundled up.
Could just be the perfect jacket for me.
Oh, I think it is.